That timer's slow, so we're gonna ignore it for today. Give me 2 seconds. Let's close this. Okay. Hello, my little thieves. It is Phantom here, and welcome back to another stream. Today, we will be returning to the world of Cinderella Phenomenon. Well, I'll be voice acting a lot of shit for you and struggling to read. Hello, Leonardo. Welcome in, welcome in. Today will be a very poll-heavy stream. You guys will be deciding which choice I will be making. I'll be allowing you guys to be choosing in the interactive story. I will not be choosing anything unless nobody decides to answer the poll, but I will not be choosing anything. Also, I took the suppressor off my microphone, so I don't know if I sound any different. This can only go wrong? What could go wrong? What could possibly go wrong allowing chat to choose things for me? What could possibly go wrong? What could possibly go wrong? But yeah, I do hope my mic is still fine in terms of the sound. I did take the suppressor off just to see if I am any louder than the game this time around, because I did turn the game back up to the previous volume, even though Mark said that was quiet, but I don't care. Are you seriously asking that question? Yes? Yeah, I am actually asking that question quite seriously. Do I sound any different? Do I sound better or worse? I would like to know. Because I didn't check yesterday the game sound, so I am quite serious in my question. I didn't notice any difference. Oh, okay, okay. I guess I sound fine then. Alright, let's see. My mic is positioned differently, so it might just be that I sound the same because, my mic is positioned differently in a way that it's basically equal to what I would sound like if my suppressor was still on, but whatever. I don't have my mic right in front of my face because I don't want you to hear the okay? Alright, so today I went out to buy some painkillers and I bought some vitamins and nail polish along the way. I also got some bubble tea, which was nice. The flavor is new, but once it goes cold, it's a little bit thick, on the thick side. So I mean, not cold. When it gets warm, it gets a little bit on the thick side. So it was very filling. Didn't have much for dinner because of it. However, as fun as the journey outside for the first time in forever was, I almost died. My knee, my bad knee that stops working every now and then, decided to stop working today. And it decided to stop working while I was crossing the road. Luckily enough, there wasn't a car coming, otherwise I wouldn't be here right now. I think I would still be here whether there was a car coming or not, but I would probably be telling this story very differently if a car was coming. But my knee decided to stop working while I was, Did you what everyone is talking about? What? What everyone talking... Huh? What everyone is talking about? The rumor? What rumor? Grass? Oh, did I touch grass? There wasn't actually any grass where I was going. I did, however, touch grass like a while back, though. Hang on, let me just... Let me send a picture to myself so that I can show it to you guys. I did touch grass a while back. I also had to send something to my friend, so thank you for sort of reminding me. Okay, so let me send this to Yang first really quick. I'll see you at my funeral. Okay. So I did in fact touch grass a while back. It was a few days back. when I went to collect some stones. I think I deleted the picture actually. I think I deleted the picture because I was like, why the fuck do I have a picture of me touching grass? Wait, was it? Wait, hang on. Where did I... Yeah, okay, never mind. I do still have the picture. I do still have the picture of me touching grass. But yeah, I basically almost died today, but I'm still here. I didn't get crushed by a car. I am perfectly fine, but I do have to wear a leg brace just to ensure that my knee doesn't kill me in the future. Yeah. Okay, hang on. I almost got the image. Give me 2 more seconds. I may or may not already have saved it on my PC. I'm not gonna lie to you here. Okay, here we go, here we go. Look, look. Let me just... I hope you get better soon. It's not really something I'm gonna recover from. I've had this condition since I was... ever since... I think... Hang on, how old was I when it happened? I think I was 14 when I got this injury. I was 14 when the incident happened, and it all started then. And it's been going on human years, by the way, considering human years. I was 14 in human years at the time that this happened. And I am now 22, so that's 8 years. I haven't quite recovered from it. It's been like this all the time. Sometimes it's very frequent, sometimes it's very scarce. This year it's quite scarce, but that's probably because I've been sitting down for most of this year. But if I'm walking for long periods of time, it's kind of evident. But yeah, look, I'm touching grass. I am touching grass. This was a few days, maybe a few weeks back, but this is me touching grass. I had to take a picture of me touching grass. It's just to show that I was touching grass. Yeah, that's touching grass, guys. I touched grass. So to those of you who tells me to go touch grass, look, I am touching grass. Okay. That's enough of that. I hope everybody's day has been going well. My day, other than that incident of me coming back, I had cake. So I feel a lot better about the fact that I almost died today. Now I know what grass is. Yeah, yeah. The grass there was actually quite soft as well, so it was nice to sit on. I actually fell asleep for half the day while we were at the festival. I'm gonna assume that that's when I took that picture. My day's been fine. It was quite busy at the bubble tea shop today, which was interesting. I never expected to see so many white people there. I'm not going to diss on English people here, but I very scarcely ever see white people, especially families, go into a bubble tea shop that doesn't have an Asian friend. That's all I'm gonna say. I very rarely see them go in there. But I was quite surprised to see a family of white people go in there today. So it was quite busy. I had to wait a bit for my bubble tea. So, other than that, it was an interesting experience. It was quite stuffy too because it was hot today. I also decided to wear a hoodie out because I thought it was gonna be windy. It wasn't windy enough because I came home sweating. But we're Gucci. Let's let's get into the game, right? Is my mouse setting okay? Yeah, it's fine. I have to do so much reading. I'm just remembering how much reading I have to do because this one doesn't have any voice actors like the letters, so I'm gonna read all of it. Okay. I don't know where we stopped. We just stopped somewhere. Let's get on with it, shall we? This is Cinderella Phenomenon. If you weren't here for part 1, I do believe, then it's on my YouTube channel, on the VOD channel somewhere. Um, yeah, it's somewhere there. You guys can go catch up on everything if you need to there. He just assumed I was going to be partners with him, which is very annoying. Hang on, where's my mouse? I don't even know why I was considering partnering up with Rumpel when he says the same things over and over again. And I do not think I could be around him day in and day out. What is grass? Grass is grass. Also, welcome in, Mark. Welcome in, welcome in. Oh my, what do I spot here? Delora appears before us with a sly smile on her face. Bye. Hi, Mark. Welcome in, welcome in. Welcome in, my guy. You still the bits bad, Jesse. You're sleep deprived? Maybe you should get some rest then, Mark, man. Slacking off, you two? I'm on a break. That break ended about 5 minutes ago, Rumpel. And Princess, I think there's a broom that needs attending. Fine. There's no use complaining, and I would rather get away from Rumpel. Rumpel turns to the ladies and smile. My lovely ladies, I will be back later, and I promise that we will continue our conversation without any interruptions. Oh, and Princess. We'll continue our conversation later as well. I walk off before Rumpel can try to shower more of his compliments onto me. Why he built like that? I don't know. Don't ask me. He just built like that. Making a person happy just to see them smile. Can such a thing really be considered a good deed? He looks like a fashion designer? You know what? Yeah, maybe. He doesn't actually remember who he is. We just call him Rumpel. If I remember correctly, he has no memory of who he is, what he does, but he has a journal of some kind. He has stuff written down in a journal, I think. But he has no recollection of anything. God amnesia. Yeah. He just knows the name Rumpel. That's it. So we call him Rumpel. Like Rumpelstiltskin. Maybe he's gay and he forgot. Gosh, if any of the characters in this game was gay, it'd be quite interesting because it's considered an otome, I think. That would be fascinating, wouldn't it? My mic got shifted away from my face. Where's the bromance? Maybe we could conjure up some. Rumpel was flirting with someone who looks like a woman, but is actually a man. He has a curse too. I can't remember what it is. But by day he's a woman, by night he's a man. I think. If I remember correctly. The days at the tavern go by quickly over the next week. Princess? Princess? Oh, you've been staring off into space. I was just thinking. I just finished using Mr. Broom and now I'm helping Anise sort some of the shelves in the back. Rumpel has taken up the serving for today. The women always enjoy him, but the men are always glaring at him. They're jealous of Rumpel, I think. Who? The other men. Anise looks over to the men that are glaring at Rumpel as he drifts between tables. I'm worried about Rumpel too. What are you talking about? You were looking at Rumpel with a funny expression on your face. No, I wasn't. My words are clipped and my voice is cold. Anise looks at me sadly, but I do not care. What I do is none of her business. I think the girls are jealous of you too. What? I glance around the tavern and notice that there are girls glowering at me. I am not accustomed to these glares since people have always looked at me this way. Oh, it says I'm not unaccustomed. I am not accustomed. Voice acting is a pro. I don't have a cup of tea, only boba. Oh, I had boba earlier. What flavor? During the times I left the palace, people gave me the same looks, but this feels different somehow. Why would they be jealous? No, the emote? Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Bubble tea emotes are all welcome. It's nice emotes. I like all the emotes. Because you're Rumpel's partner. I'm not his partner. You're not? He's been telling everyone that you are. I never agreed to being partners with him. I felt your longing gaze upon my back, and I have arrived, my princess. Rumpel suddenly appears before the two of us, smiling brightly. Yeah, he's back, he's back. I suddenly have the strong urge to slap the smile right off his face. We are not partners. But princess, you asked for my advice. Advice that I gave to you because I care. No one else cares as much about you as I. And so I proclaim us both partners, because we are a match made in heaven. You're so overwhelmed with gratitude that you are at a loss for words. If I could throw something at you, I would. A punch packed with as much strength as your love. I can only groan in response. Oh my! Hello everyone. It sounds like you're having fun. How is this fun? Rumpel is never fun. All he ever does is spout nonsense. Ugh. Sounds like child, not gonna lie. He's got the same hair color too. Maybe it's child's dad. He doesn't mean any harm, princess. He's just filled to the brim with so many compliments, and he needs to get them off his chest. Well, he can go direct them to one of his many adoring fans. I shift my gaze to Rumpel and furrow my brows at him. Or do you only direct them to me because you enjoy how much I ignore you? I only wanted to help, princess. That's what partners do, right? Lore? Imagine this is Child's dad. Child's dad has amnesia. From another world, goes to Teyvat, fucking births two children. But we are not partners. Just try this partnership out, princess. I promise it will be worth your while. Hi, Mark. He went to get milk and got isekai'd. Yeah. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, princess. You can always change partners. Lady Parfait, you've broken my heart. You are very good at healing your broken heart by now, Rumpel. Anyway, I'm sorry to interrupt. I only needed to speak with Anise to make sure that she doesn't need any help with a particular list. A list? A list of herbs for me. Anise has been nice enough to gather herbs for me. Lady Parfait, is this about your body? What's wrong with your body? It's nothing to concern yourself with, princess. My body is just a little frail because of the burden on it. That's right. Parfait mentioned having to bear the crystallum lucus. A thought occurred to me as I look at her more closely. Wait, couldn't you use magic to heal yourself? Parfait shakes her head and sighs. I don't have the ability to heal. None of us do, except for one particular witch who calls herself the Witch Doctor. Witch Doctor? Is something wrong? Rumple shakes his head and gives her a wistful smile. That name just sounds familiar. Sounds like a quack to me. What, the Witch Doctor? The Witch Doctor sounds like a quack. Damn, oh lord. It's likely you've heard about her from someone else before. Humans do know of her existence after all. Yeah, God. I should drink water. Give me a second. Okay. I should be a little better now. A witch? She's not a fairy? For some reason, I had thought fairies would be more likely to heal people, not witches. You good? Yeah, I'm fine. Don't worry. I'm okay. She is indeed a witch. That is what they say. Though, I have never met her myself. She is the only one who can heal illnesses with magic. She doesn't associate with other witches, though, and keeps to herself. Nobody has known where to find her for a very long time. Suffice it to say, we could never seek out help from her, even if we wanted to. Parfait shakes her head. No, unfortunately not. Rumple looks grim, but Parfait quickly dissipates the gloomy atmosphere with a clap of her hands. If Delora was here, she would say, "Alright, story time is over." That was all very interesting. Interesting, but does not really help anyone. Your body is the way it is because of the Great War, then? Like I told you before, the Great War has made my body a lot weaker. This is something that cannot be healed, and I do not have an heir, so... Parfait looks about ready to say something but goes silent. She has a sad look on her face, and I don't understand why. Anise immediately speaks up. I think I'll be okay, Lady Parfait. I was actually going to go on an errand run in a few minutes. Do you need any help? I would be more than happy to escort a lovely lady like yourself around town. Anise puts a list out from a bag on... Wait. Anise puts a list out from a bag nearby and holds it out. There are only a few items on the list as far as I can see. Don't worry about it, Rumple. It's not that much at all. Rumple stares at the list. His expression suddenly smooths into something more serious. May I have that? Anise hands him the list, and slowly he takes a pen out from his pocket. I stare at his as he looks over the list quietly and then scribbles some things down at the bottom. Afterward, he hands it over to Anise. I've added some things that might be helpful. The herb on that list are for joint pains, and you might want something a little more general. How does he know all that? Everyone is staring at Rumple with wide eyes. Even Parfait looks impressed. You've used herbs before, Rumple? Maybe. I don't remember. But for some reason, names come to the top of my head as I look at the list. Thank you. It is always my pleasure to help a lovely lady. Now, Anise, please let me accompany you to town. I would love to help with whatever I can, and more names might come to me. That sounds nice. Thank you, Rumple. Rumpel turns to me, a mischievous smile on his face. Whenever he looks at me like that, I know he's going to suggest something ridiculous. Princess Vince. I can't. Princess should accompany us for the experience. I don't need the experience. How are you going to shower people with compliments if you know nothing about them? Being out in the town will be good for you. Rumpel has a point. The more you expand your world, the more willing you are to learn more about people. Rumpel, just be quiet. Shush! I do not need to be lectured. Oh, Princess, it wasn't meant to be a lecture. I'm just letting you know that experience is invaluable. Come on, Princess. Let us escort the lovely Anise around town. What about your work? Rumpel puts a finger on my lips and grin. No one seems to have thought of that, so it will be our little secret. I slap his hand away, but he just grins at me, jovially. Didn't his break, like... Yeah, his break ended like 5 minutes ago. How did I get dragged into this? Please, don't stay out too long. We won't. I make my way into town with Rumpel and Anise. The majority of the conversations we have are one-sided, with Rumpel giving us both the usual compliments. He never seems to tire of it. Rumpel helps Anise pick certain herbs and a few other medications, and accepts all of the compliments she gives him with a triumphant smile. I know Anise knows about herbs because she's helped me before, but how does Rumpel know so much about them? This must be a part of the past he doesn't remember. Anise enters a store by herself at one point, leaving me alone with Rumpel. I'm a mysterious man, aren't I? I turn to look at him and notice the easy smile adorning his face. I would run, yeah. A man with amnesia is full of secrets, after all. I bet you're even more curious about me. Women always love mysterious men. I do not particularly care. But Princess, if my curse is my amnesia, then shouldn't you care somehow? As partners, we are going to help each other out, right? I do not see how I can help you with your amnesia. You're all just telling me to run. Maybe this is a spell that is only broken by true love's kiss. Shall we see? He leans towards me with a playful smile on his face. I am accustomed to this behavior by now, so this does not faze me, and I merely sigh at his nonsense. You already said yourself that you need to gather entries from some kind of journal. Princess, you're no fun. A little kiss wouldn't hurt anyone. I would die before I kiss you. Princess, that is so sad. He says that, but he's still smiling. Why is he so unfazed by everything I say to him? You only ever have you only ever have terrible suggestions. It was a mistake to trust you. Trust you might have good advice. But I have great ideas. You haven't helped with my curse at all. I have been trying, though. You haven't even told me how to do good deeds. I told you before, Princess. Compliments make a person happy, and making a person happy is a good deed. Run. Don't trust this while he's dangerous. Oh god. So you flirting with women and also and using shallow comments to wait. So you flirting with women and using shallow compliments on them is a good deed? On the surface, the compliments may seem shallow, but if you swim a little deeper, complimenting people cannot be a good deed. But making them happy is. All you have to do is listen to people, sympathize with them, maybe get to know them, and you can make them happy by doing even small things for them. Welcome to Rumple Hate Group, yeah. Oh my god. Well, it's a good thing we chose him first, because we can all be over and done with him after this, right? Women enjoy the compliments, princess. Besides, how could I see such beauties and not compliment them? It would be a disservice. You give compliments to people you don't even care about. Princess. Rumple's voice trails off as he stares past me. His smile falters for a few moments, and a look of confusion ripples his features. Oh my... yeah, one could only wonder. I turned to follow his gaze and sought to see... What? Words! Probably worse? Well, we wouldn't know that. I turned to follow his gaze and see a small boy staring at us. He is shyly hiding behind some kind of notebook. There's that seriousness again. It was the same thing that happened when he added something to the list for parfait. Then suddenly, the expression changes into Rumple's usual bright smile. Hello there. Would you like to come and speak with us, young sir?
You don't remember me, sir?
Oh, do I know you?
I used to come to your clinic. You saved me before.
The boy draws closer to us, still hiding shyly behind his notebook. Oh, sorry, little sir. I'm afraid that my memories are a bit scrambled right now. I can't even remember my own name.
Really?
Where's Anise? Why is she taking so long? The last thing I want to hear is a conversation between Rumple and some child. Is he going to shower this boy with compliments too? It's a shame that I can't remember a boy as bright as yourself. And there it is.
I'm not that bright, sir. Not as bright as you, but I want to be.
He holds up his notebook, which has a small name scribbled on the corner. The words "My dreams" are written on the front cover in cursive writing. The kid cannot be saved anymore. Anise. Yeah, Anise is taking so long. What's taking her so long? What's this?
I want to be just like you when I grow up, so I started a book of dreams just like my mom told me to. She said that I could become a doctor too, so long as I tried my best.
A doctor?
You forgot that you're a doctor, sir?
Rumple? A doctor? The boy continues to hold out the book, and finally Rumple takes it and flips it open to the front page. Rumple is holding the book close to his face, so I cannot see it. I rise to the tips of my toes to attempt to look over his shoulders. At first, Rumple does not notice me as he stares at the pages. Then, belatedly, he realizes I am there and lowers the book so that I can read too. I lean so close to him, our shoulders brush. Oh, thanks for the redeem. Thank you, thank you. Devs forgot Anise exists, yeah. Apparently, Anise is just not around in this scene anymore. Like, she went to buy herbs and just left us. Ah! Oh my god. Thanks for the hydrate. Kid's been paid to do some good shit. Oh yeah, tomorrow morning is my tooth extraction, so whether or not I can speak in tomorrow's stream will depend on how well this procedure goes. My eyes scan over the page quickly. The handwriting is crude, barely readable actually, but I can make out the gist of it. Rumpel slowly reads the words aloud. The kid is a part of a mafia group? Yeah, maybe. When I'm older, I want to be exactly like the kind of doctor that saved me when I had no one else to go to. The boy's face flushed as Rumpel reads his words aloud before his curious gaze lands on me.
I don't remember you.
I look at the boy, irritated.
Are you the doctor's wife?
Rumpel suddenly looks up, eyes wide. He looks down at the boy, then at me, his face suddenly solemn. I'm surprised by the words that leaves his mouth next. Yes, she is.
What?
He takes my hand in his and looks down at me, an almost sad look on his face. What is wrong with him? Boy, be careful what you say. Yeah, poll time! Poll time! Poll time! I'm gonna title it poll time, because, yeah, yeah, no. It's poll time! Choice 2. I'll give you guys 2 minutes. It's poll time! It's poll time! Poll time. What could possibly go wrong? 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 I'm scared. Oh, guys. What could possibly go wrong? You guys wouldn't do me dirty, right? Genshin 50-50, yeah. What could possibly go wrong? Nothing, absolutely nothing, yeah. I thought we would slap a child. No, we're the option is to pull my hand away or slap Rumpel. That's the options. Pull my hand away from Rumpel or slap him, because he's taken a hold of my hand. He took a hold of my hand. Hand holding is what's happening right now. No, we will slap child's dad. Oh god. Oh no. Oh god, we're gonna. Oh god. Alright. Okay. Okay. I'm not gonna look at the results until the time is up. I'm not gonna look at. I think I should shorten it to 1 minute. 2 minutes it seems kind of long, right? Yeah, I'll shorten it to 1 minute. God. Okay, here we go. Here we go. What could possibly go wrong? Letting chat do my options for me? Yeah, nothing could possibly go wrong. Absolutely nothing could go wrong. What could go wrong? What could possibly go wrong? Alright, let's see. What the fuck? God, hello? Flip a coin? You want me to flip a coin? I have to grab a coin first. Do I even have a coin? I have to grab a coin first. Give me a second. You want me to flip a coin? Okay, let's see if I have any coins here. Yeah, I do. Heads for slap? Just ask Bixby to flip a coin? Nah, Bixby doesn't recognize my voice half the time. Okay, we'll flip a coin. Well, the coin says... I dropped it. Wait, I had to flip it again. Drop the coin. I dropped the coin! Well, I'm sorry guys, the coin has spoken. He has such a strange look on his face. Slowly, I try to pull my hand away, but Rumple holds tightly to it. The sadness in his eyes becomes intense anxiety. And I see something like fear dancing in his eyes. You really think it was my fault? What?
Sir?
Rumple squeezes my hand a little too tightly. He looks at me desperately. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Let go!
I finally managed to pry my hand free. Rumple looks at me for a few moments, almost bewildered, and then his eyes suddenly widened. He looks back at the journal, then at me. Oh, I think I blanked out. I'm sorry, princess. All at once, the sheepish smile breaks into something cheerful again. He's still smiling at me, even though I was curt with him. Rumple is so confusing. The boy looks bewildered. Don't worry about that, little sir. This one here is a feisty thing. I deserve whatever she just did.
So, she's not your wife, sir?
Rumple looks a little surprised and then he laughs. Unfortunately, no. The beautiful lady here is not my wife. Rumple absently rubs at the back of his neck as he looks up at the sky. I'm not entirely sure of what just happened, but it seems like I recovered something very important today. Or the beginnings of something important. Something important? Is he talking about his memory? He hands the book back to the boy, then he leans down and sets a hand on the boy's head. A bell chimes behind us as a niece finally comes out of the store carrying a bag filled with what I assume are herbs and medicines. Princess about to kick out Rumple? No kidding. The boy once again cowers behind his book.
Oh, who is this?
This wonderful little sir, the wonderful little sir that helped me regain a very important memory.
An important memory?
Rumple stands looking triumphant. I, my good lady, am a doctor.
Oh, really?
Truly. Rumple turns back to the boy, who he asks a few more questions. He even asks the boy his name, but much to my surprise, the boy shakes his head.
I'm sure you told me your name, but I don't remember it.
It's like my curse. They look like family, except the child looks like a H.O. Stop. We all know that okay, look. I am convinced that people who draw hentai are so lazy that they don't draw the eyes. They put so much work on the pee-pee that they don't care about the eyes of the guy. They only want you to see the women and the pee-pee. That's it. The pee-pee's not even whole. It's censored. No one remembers me being a princess, and no one remembers Rumple's true name. Rumple thanks the boy again many times over and even buys him a few pieces of candy. The boy's eyes are practically glowing with excitement, and he does not stop smiling. After we see him off and start to head back to the tavern, I begin to contemplate. I'm curious about something. Oh? You said that you needed to fill your journal with memories in order to get them back. But the journal you just read wasn't yours. It appears not. It seems that the 3 entries that triggered my memories just need to be written by people I know. Reading them triggers a memory, and then the full entry probably appears in my journal. I ought to check it when we get back. I see.
But even without looking into the entry, a memory came to your mind.
Rumpel gives a short, distracted nod. It's not complete, but so I'm hoping that something really has appeared in my journal. It feels like it must, considering I remembered something so important. I'm sure the princess is triggered. I'm sure she's triggered.
Do you remember anything else at all?
The young man that we just met, I believe he used to come watch me work before. I knew him. He used to look up to me. He was a sweet boy. The memory is foggy, but yes, I believe something did happen to him. He became ill. The details of how I saved him must be in the journal. We need to pull the trigger. Oh my god. Even though this does not pertain to my curse, I'm curious what his journal might say. I can't remember fully, but the memory feels sad somehow. He turns to me, eyebrows knit together. It is strange to see him with such a serious expression on his face. I'm really sorry about earlier, Princess. I think I was on the verge of a memory, but got tangled up in my head. I'm surprised by his sudden change on topic. I shake my head slowly. He was quiet for a few moments, but suddenly he comes back and laughs jovially, telling us that there is no point in worrying. At the town's outskirts, I turn, feeling eyes on my back, but no one is there. We give Parfait the medicines we purchased in town as soon as we arrived back at the market.
Fuck! The coin! Ah! Fuck!
Then Rumpel proudly announced that he is a doctor to anyone that will listen to him. He couldn't save his wife, then he got drunk and hit his head. Imagine. The end, yeah, the end. I mean, he was on the streets, I think, when we found him. I don't think we found him. I think it was Anise and Parfait that found him. Everyone seems happy for him, save for the Markin's Patreons that find Rumpel annoying, who are mostly the men. Afterwards, Rumpel asks Anise if he might be able to take over the medications for Parfait, if only because Anise is busier than him. Rumpel hasn't been in the Markin long, and yet he's already found something to help break his curse. And then there's me. I do not think anyone will be able to help me. At the end of the night, when I finally have the time to myself, I return to my room to rest. The next day, I am sent right back to my chores. Rumpel is nowhere to be seen in the morning, and Anise said that it is because he is tending to Parfait. He appears later in the afternoon, still full of smiles and still flat and silly flattery as he goes back to serving. Fuck. Okay, I actually dropped the coin this time. Where is it? I'm fiddling with it. I have to do something with my hands, otherwise it says, okay, I have a squishy. The amnesiac doctor. Imagine. Please isekai him again. Isekai him again. Isekai him to Teyvat. Then he won't be here. How does he have so much energy? At the end of the day, I plop down on the settee to rest. My legs are weak from all the walking I have done today, and I can still feel tiredness in my arms after all the sweeping with Mr. Broom.
Princess?
I notice Anise standing beneath the doorway, smiling at me uncertainly.
Thank you for your work today.
Why is she thanking me for work I obviously do not want to do? It's not as if I asked to do it as It's not as if I've asked to do any of it.
But you still helped.
Anise nervously shifts on her feet.
So, I just wanted to say thanks.
When I do not make any effort to continue speaking with her, Anise gives a nervous little nod before heading back towards her room. Not long after her departure, I hear an exuberant and familiar voice. I should count my lucky stars, for they are giving me a rare opportunity to meet with my lovely princess this late at night. I should have gone to my room. Rumple stops before me, winking. The moonlight on your face makes your beautiful eyes sparkle like the most precious gold, princess. I am not in the mood for your flattery. But princess, flattery is just a compilation of compliments. Everyone loves compliments. I do not care for your compliments. Or Lady Anise's thanks either. He heard that. You should learn to let people spoil you. I stare at him. That is the last thing I have ever expected anyone to say. My whole life I have been called spoiled and rotten, the Ice Princess. Even Delora and Parfait wants me to do these good deeds because they think I am capable of goodness. I clench my fists and continue to stare at him, not understanding the swell of emotions inside me. Why is he being so nice to me? Your first lesson is learning how to let people spoil you. He draws back his hand, reaching into his pocket and presents me with a small yellow bag. What's this? For you, my sweet princess. Okay. I swear to God, if you guys 50-50 this again, I am not letting you choose for the rest of this stream. I swear to God, if you guys 50-50 this again, I'm not letting you choose for the rest of the stream. Squish. Squish. I'm gonna play with my squishy while I wait for you guys to pick. Squish, 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 squash, 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 squash. Squash, 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 squash. Squish, 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 squish. Oh no, my cat burger. You're ripping my poor baby. I better stop squishing you. Let me squish something else. Squish the fat cat. Let's see. What? Guys! What? Was that not enough time? It's poll time, boys. It is poll time. It is poll time. Make your choice. Accept his gift or reject it. If you guys don't pick. I'm just gonna go into a random Discord call, if there is one, to see what choice to make. Never mind. Do we accept this gift from a little yellow bag, or do we not accept this gift? He just told us to allow people to spoil us a little bit. What shall we do? Shall we accept his gift, or do we push him away? If you 50-50 this one, I will cry. So, but you have to actually pick on the poll. On the poll! On the poll! On the poll, bitch! If you did it already, then you don't have to tell me. If you guys don't, if it's a 50-50 again, I'm just gonna let the Ring of Fate pick my choices. If it's 50-50 again, I'm gonna do the Ring of Fate instead of Chat Fate. Holy shit. Actually, let's... Where's the ring? Do I still have the ring out? Yeah, do it, do it, do. Beep, 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 beep. What is the choice? What is the winner? What the? You guys are not choosing for the rest of the stream. What could possibly go wrong? What could possibly go wrong? I let chat choose my fate. Doesn't choose. I don't get. This is a 50-50. No, come on. I'm gonna let the Ring of Fate choose this one.
Anything but that.
But you're not. You guys are 50-50ing it, okay? I'm gonna accept this gift. I'm not used to receiving gifts out of the blue. What a shame. I would give you so many gifts if I could, Princess. Why? Because people are moved by gifts when they come from the heart. I take the small bag from Rumpel's hands and look at it for a few moments. Besides, this is both a thank you and an apology gift. A thank you for accepting me as your partner, and an apology for my behavior yesterday. I do not remember what I did, but both you and the boys seemed frightened. I looked down at the little bag and opened it. And inside is a little white chocolate piece fashioned into a shape of a flower. A lily. It's not much. Exclamation mark rank. What the heck? Are you asking my rank in Valorant? Because it's gold 2. Gold 1 at the moment, peak gold 2. But welcome in. What do I call you? Tall? I'm gonna call you Tall. Stop it! Oh my god, what do you want me to do? Put my rank on screen? Holy shit. Where is it? There, you happy? It's up there now. Actually, no, let's put it down here. There. It's down there now. Now we are more than 2 to choose your fate. Oh my god. It's not much, but you absolutely must accept it, Princess. Otherwise my guilt will drown me in dark shadows of sorrow. for the rest of time. Oh, fuck. Lilies are my favorite flower. They say you give a white lily to someone you enjoy spending time with. Oh, and in floral language, they also stand for purity and majesty. He winks at me. Perfect for you, princess. Why? Why what? Why would you give this to me? No matter what you say about doing nice things for people, I don't see how that applies to me. And why would you thank me for being your partner? I did not even want to be your partner at first. But you do now? I am unable to withhold my surprise. Rumpel raises an eyebrow, then sighs. Princess, you do not trust compliments, do you? Mother always told me that people were two-sided, that they'd say anything to make you believe they were your friends. No. Never fear, my sweet princess. I'll make sure I compliment you until you learn to accept them. But no buts. I derive my happiness from making ladies like yourself happy. The compliments may seem strange to you, but do not worry. You'll see it in time. See what? The connection between people. You assume I'm just a flirt, but I get to know an awful lot about people. It's the reason I can guess so much about you. What could Rumpel possibly know about me? So, what do you think? Are you more attracted to me now because of my mysterious aura, or my doctorly sophistication? He leans closer to me, his eyes sparkling. I could be your own personal doctor. I will slap you if you touch me again. Rumpel pulls back and raises both of his hands in surrender, but the smile doesn't leave his face. You really are hopeless, aren't you? Do you think so? I thought that the events from today might have proven otherwise. Oh, speaking of which, I read over my journal earlier. His expression becomes oddly solemn. Shall I enlighten you? Why would you tell me all of this? Oh, you're not interested? I thought you might be, since I was your partner. If I don't listen, you'll still tell me regardless, so feel free to share. Rumpel sighs as he flips the journal open. Unfortunately, it's not much. The memory began coming together again as I was reading, but a lot of it still doesn't make sense. I glance down at the entry he stops at. Look at the bottom of the page, princess. I follow his gaze to the bottom of the page and pause, noticing a conspicuous gap. There's no signature, and I always sign the end of every entry I write. I wonder if that might be the final piece of the puzzle. The final piece of your curse? If my name refuses to show up again in the book, it may very well be the final memory I need to regain. You believe that the signature will be what gives you your true name, then? I have a feeling that might be the case. It was the first thing I noticed when the entry appeared. That would explain why the boy in town didn't know my name either. And there's something else. Something else that is missing? The journal entry is cryptic at best, vague, almost like an incomplete puzzle piece. I stare at him, not understanding. Slowly, Rumpel begins to explain. It says here that the boy's family rushed him to my clinic. He had a terminal illness that I could not cure. He was at death's door and I couldn't save him. But he's still alive, isn't he? He even said you saved him. Yes, there is a resolution in the journal, but it is not very helpful. I glance down at the journal entry as Rumpel continues to speak. I refused to give up. I knew that there had to be a way to save the boy. I never gave up on my patients. In the journal entry, I described someone who came to help me save the boy. He lifts the book and points to the words, reading them aloud. I met her for the first time tonight. She told me she had some way to help the boy, so we struck a deal. I hope I do not come to regret this. He snaps the journal shut, startling me. He sighs as he runs a hand through his hair. That's it. Someone helps me somehow, and I made a deal. I'm assuming this is related to my curse, but I can't say how. Why did you write so vaguely? I wish I could ask my past self the same question. So, in the end, you're still not sure when you were cursed? Rumpel paused, then shaked his head. I believe it started here. Not the curse, but the events that led to it. There's a reason this is the first memory to be triggered. It is important. For a few moments, the two of us are quiet. Rumpel's curse is a mystery, not because he is hiding it like Karma is, but because he does not understand it himself. A few moments. Thank you. Thanks for the hydrate.
Yummy. Water.
After a few moments, Rumpel begins to laugh, breaking the silence. I look at him, startled. What's so funny? Oh, it's not funny, it's just... This is all very mysterious, isn't it? And my mysterious past makes me more alluring, doesn't it? Only Rumpel could take such a serious moment and change it into this. Well, what do you think, princess? Are you drawn into the mystery of it? I have no choice. You tell me even if I didn't want to know. Oh, but you do. I can see the curiosity in your lovely golden eyes. And I could see it earlier today too. Thank you for accompanying me to town. I believe that I only met the boy because you were there to guide my way. We were looking for medical supplies. The boy appeared through mere coincidence. No, it was more than coincidence. It was destiny. Fine, whatever you say. Listening to him is exhausting. It makes me realize how tired I am. Hence, all of these revelations are making my head spin. I'm going to bed now. I'm too tired for this. Indeed. It has indeed been a busy day. We will continue this enlightening discussion some other time. Perhaps. I turn to walk away with the little chocolate in my hands. As I walk back towards the darkness of the hallway, Rumpel's soft voice echoes behind me. Sweet dreams, my princess.
Chapter 4. A compliment's value. You waited, but the children didn't come, did they? They promised they'd be back today. We even crossed pinkies.
Promises are futile, dearest heart.
But
I've told you before and I'll tell you again. People are selfish creatures. They will always put their own well-beings before others. No one does anything selflessly. To put your trust into someone is weakness,
But
Phantom. Even those that make promises will only keep them if it benefits them. And you, my sweet, are obviously not beneficial to those children.
so they didn't like playing with me?
No, they did not. Come here, darling. You do not need those other children. The two of us can play together as we always do.
I can trust you. I can always trust you, Mother.
Of course, my love. My head feels foggy. Maybe it was because it took me forever to fall asleep yesterday. And then, to make things worse, I ended up having that dream. Mother, you are the only one I can trust. Right? I slowly slide out of my bed and make my way over to my dresser. The little bag was still where I left it last night. I opened it and let the little white chocolate lily fall into my hand. Is he really trying to help me? I remember his face yesterday and his bright smile as he presented this to me. I slowly run my fingers across the delicate white petals. He couldn't have known lilies were my favorite flower. There is no reason to be sentimental about something like this. It's just silly. I am about to put the flower back in the bag, but I stopped, eyeing it once more. Slowly, I bring it to my lips and bite off a small petal. It is actually pretty good. I stuffed the little flower back into the bag and make my way downstairs. The Marquis is not busy this early in the morning, but everyone is starting on their chores. At least, I assume as much when I see Anise and then Waltz, who is helping her stack things. Then I hear rising voices and realize that not all is calm. At least I don't have to pretend to be something I am not. You say you're not pretending when you're going around flirting with all the female patrons day in and day out. You cannot seriously mean all that drivel you spout. Carmel and Rumple stand on opposite sides of a table, staring each other down. A teacup filled with what looks to be cool tea sits close to Karma, abandoned. Flirting with the ladies is not a crime. One day your flirting is going to get you into even more trouble than it already has. I've never had a lady say I mistreated her. Not once. Oh, I'm sure many could attest to being more than slightly annoyed. You're only jealous that I can speak to ladies without a disguise, aren't you? What? Karma slams his hand down on the table, shaking it. The tavern grows quiet. Waltz looks over, his eyebrows furrowed with worry. If you so much as make one more comment about my curse, then stop making comments about how I speak. The two continue to glare at each other. It almost looks as if Karma might circle the table and slap him, but the fight freezes when Jurian strides up to the two men. It's too early for you two to already be at each other's throats. But he started it. All I did was make a comment. He was the one who picked a fight. There you go again, twisting words. Jurian stomps on the ground. The two men once again turned to look at her. It's my job to break up unnecessary fights, and I will do it.
If you two must continue fighting, go do it somewhere else. Like the forest, where you can't disturb anybody.
Both men turn away from each other, obviously agitated. Rumpel's expression is cloudy as he makes his way over to the bar to begin helping set the tables. Jurian notices me watching. She waves at me with the... Leonardo's like, fight, 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 fight! She waves at me with a tearless smile on her face.
Sorry you had to wake up to that, princess.
I shrug and as I make my way over to Mr. Broom. It is like waking up to two children arguing. Agreed, wholeheartedly. Jurian sighs before looking at me thoughtfully.
Maybe you could have a word with Rumpel later? I have no idea how their argument even started, but maybe you can get to the bottom of it?
I'm not a babysitter.
But I'd heard that the two of you were partners.
Anyway, hopefully this doesn't happen again.
Good luck with your work today, princess.
Jurian walks off, vigilant as always. I notice Garland, looking at her from the bar, a slight frown on his face. I start working around the tavern, starting first with the cleaning and then with the stacking. Delora makes snide remarks about my slowness as I work, and I try my best to ignore her while occasionally throwing her insults back at her. It is as if It is as if she has nothing better to do. The door to the tavern opens and Parfait steps inside with a bright smile. She looks more energetic than usual. I wonder if this is because of Rumpel's medicine suggestion. Later, I manage to catch Rumpel when the two of us are both on the break. He looks pleased to see me until I mentioned Karma. Why were the two of you fighting earlier? What a sad day it is that the princess talks about another man to my face. Just answer me. I was getting ready for the events of today, as always, speaking to the lovely women who filter in and out of this place, when the beasts appeared behind me. Even his insults are dramatic. Your flirting is distracting me, he proclaimed. Well, your flirting is annoying. But all I am doing is complimenting women. I am not impeding anyone's work. I thought the only reason he was calling me out on such a thing was because he is actually jealous. You should have seen his scowl. And here we go. So I politely told him to mind his business, but he was relentless, and when he continued to insult my demeanor, well, I had to say something back. But I wasn't the one who started the fight. I swear they both really do sound like children. No doubt Karma would be blaming Rumpel. Princess, you don't really think I'm so confrontational, do you? I think Karma is far more confrontational than Rumpel, but it does not help that Rumpel always snaps back at him. The two of you are both at fault. But Princess! In the end, you were still having a childish argument. I think that Rumpel might try to protest again, and I'm surprised when he shrugs his shoulders and when he shrugs his shoulders and sigh. Yes, it was childish, because that man is a child. I roll my eyes. Ah, your irritated scowl chills my heart, Princess. I feel a tinge of excitement. I'm leaving now. Daniel, thank you so much for the mask toggle. There is really no point in having this conversation. It is a problem between Karma and Rumpel. They aren't children, they can figure this out on their own. Oh, princess of my heart, why must you depart so early? I ignore Rumple and leave him standing where he is as I return to my shift a little early. Honestly, I would much rather focus on work than Rumple. He can be just as tiring, if not more. Though, after what happened last night, I did not think he is as terrible as I thought. The day goes on and Rumple and I speak only briefly during our breaks. Every day I eat another piece of the lily until only one is remaining. One afternoon, just before my break, Rumple approaches me with a mischievous smile on his face. My lovely princess, how are you today? What do you want? Your cold shoulder is enticing. I have one more table to serve. Do not bother me. But princess, I've decided I know exactly how to teach you to be good. All of your other lessons have been useless so far. Please, just trust me. To put my trust in someone is weakness. I'm going to teach you how to flirt. What? The first step to flirting is eye contact, princess. Wait, but why are you... Rumple points at my customer, a young man sitting right beside the window. The second is to smile. Smile, princess, because I'm sure you look even more stunning when you do. Then you start a conversation with him. Body language is important. There are certain signals that key men into the fact that a woman is interested in them. I think playing with your hair is one. A gentle tap on the shoulder is another. I should have expected Rumple to spout this sort of nonsense. Princess, the customer's been waiting for a while now. Is something wrong? I noticed the customer looking at me expectantly. He is just some man, a usual customer that I actually see often. Oh, and princess, don't forget the compliments. Make them as delicate and illustrative as you can. I move away from Rumple before he can muddle my thoughts any further. Already my feet feel like lead. I find myself staring at the man for far too long. The way he stares back at me, his expression is so unreadable. Suddenly makes me feel more uncomfortable. Do I really have to do what Rumple says? I stop in front of the man and set down his tray, my eyes still on his. What? Why am I... Prolonged eye contact! What the fuck? But for I do not have to follow Rumple's advice, but for some reason my lips quirk. The smile on my lips, though, lasts all of a half second. Are you okay? Oh, here we go, here we go. Okay, it's poll time! It's poll time! It's poll time! It's poll time, everybody! Get in the poll! Pick a choice! Do we attempt to flirt with this man or do we just walk away? I assume that means we walk away when he says do not flirt. Do we flirt with this man? Or do we go back to doing our work? Or serve him normally? What shall we do? I'm gonna drink some water while I wait for you guys to choose. No more 50-50s, or I'm really not going to let you guys choose anymore. Pick it on the poll, Danielle. Pick it on the poll, pick it on the poll. Pick it on the poll. It's on the poll. I can't wait to see what you guys decide this time around. Maybe you guys will actually have a first choice in, what, 3 choices? Yeah. They've got ticking in this soundtrack, that's good. Tick tock, the time's running out. Make your choice. Make your choice, bigger boys. Make your choice, boys. Boyo. Ah, yes, very one-sided. Well, I can't see it. I can't see it. I can't see it. I love democracy. I swear to God, if it's 50-50 again, you guys will really lose your choices, man. I'm not joking this time. If it's 50-50, you guys will no longer get a choice, I swear to God. I swear to God. What did you pick? Okay, you got 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, looks like I'm flirting. I can feel Rumpel smiling at my back. If this were anyone else but him, I would think it was some kind of prank. But considering this is the way Rumpel acts all the time, maybe he's really trying to help me. I try to recall how he flirts with his customers before. I could not help but notice you were alone, sir. I'm always alone. Yes, the first choice you guys have ever made. Imagine. My heart is thumping far too loudly in my chest. What kind of things does Rumpel usually say? Madame, you are the most beautiful thief I have ever met, for it is you who has stolen my heart and stolen my gaze. Your eyes are more captivating than the stars, my sweet. If I could, I would stare into them forever and lose myself in their majesty. You remind me of a rose with thorns, but the thorns are what make the rose so alluring. All he does is spout complimentary gibberish. I'll try to do the same. How is it that you would always be alone when you have such lovely eyes? The customer stared at me, baffled. I forced myself to continue. Your eyes remind me of the leaves in fall as they flutter beneath the bright gaze of the sun, and I stop. The words, nothing more than a shallow lie, makes me feel strangely hollow. The man is just staring at me, but he looks uncomfortable. Still, I do not think he is anywhere near as uncomfortable as I am. But, ma'am, perhaps you would... My voice trails off. I bite my lip so hard that I can taste something metallic. The man's expression is a mixture of awe and perplexity. I immediately turn away from him and walk off. My whole face is hot, and I can feel anger boiling deep down inside of me. Ah, princess. Leave me alone. Princess, we're not done. I do not care. I ignore everyone's gaze as I make my way as quickly as I possibly can up the stairs and to my room. There, I collapse on my bed and lay there with my arms outstretched. Why would I have ever even thought of taking Rumpel's advice? Hours go by, and eventually I realize that it is time to help Anise with the night chores. Now, I am helping her to restock some of the bottles that Waltz and Karma brought back from town. I hope Anise does not mention what happened earlier today. I slip out of bed and head down to the main area of the tavern. The room is mostly quiet by the time I go downstairs. Parfait and Delora are talking to each other at the table. Karma passes me by as I walk downstairs. He looks exhausted and oddly frustrated. I make my way over to Anise, who is already putting bottles on the shelves. Oh, Princess, are you okay now? I'm fine. Now, what did you need me to do? Anise explains how restocking works. She shows me the labels on the shelves and explains that the empty spots are where the new bottles go. Excuse me. It is not a hard job and one can easily do without thinking too hard. For a while, the only sounds that can be heard in the merchant are bottles clinking against each other. Underneath that is the murmuring between Parfait and Delora. I have no idea what they're talking about, but they look serious, so it must be something important.
So Princess, can I ask what life was like at the palace?
Right. She cannot remember working in the palace before.
I don't mean to pry. I was just trying to make conversation.
I would rather not.
Oh, okay.
Eventually, Parfait and Delora stand from their seats and move to another room to continue their conversation. Anise breaks the silence again.
The tavern is nice when it's quiet like this, isn't it? You can hear the sound outside if you open the window.
My hands move stiffly, placing bottles on the shelves by label. All I want to do is get the work done and then return to my room.
It was like this is an old place that I used to work. I was hired by a rich family to be their maid. Their mansion was a beautiful place. You could hear the crickets if you were by the windows on the bottom floor.
It seems like her memory has been twisted by my curse. She cannot remember working at the palace. All she remembers is working for a rich family.
It was a nice place, Princess. There was a girl close to my age that had a radiant smile.
A radiant smile? She must be talking about Emily. I hate her name. Emmeline. I'm gonna call her M. I think I remember I said I was gonna just call her M.
The head of the voice. The head of the mansion is a really kind man, and
she grows quiet. She grows suddenly quiet. A look of confusion comes to her face. She pauses and then shakes her head.
I can't seem to remember everyone that was there, but I'm pretty sure they were all good people. At least, I'd like to think so. I was just a bad maid.
She was. Because of her, Delora's dress was torn.
I was too ashamed to tell one of the mistresses that I couldn't save her doll.
Save her doll? Anise looks down and her smile wistful.
I was fired on my first day because I couldn't save one of the mistress's dolls. I was the one cleaning her shelves that day, and when I went in, I saw a crow had come in through the open window and was pecking at one of the dolls. I shooed it away, but I was too late. The doll had a little rip in its dress, and I was fired for not doing my job properly.
So, it wasn't Anise who ripped Delora's dress, but a bird? Is that why Delora insisted Anise deserves an apology? What happened after you were fired?
Lady Parfait found me on the streets. I couldn't go back to my aunt's house, not after what happened. She never liked me anyway.
Anise's face clouds briefly with sorrow, but the expression was short-lived.
I can never forget the day I met Lady Parfait. I told her I would be able to help her and anyone else that got sick. That I could even do all the cooking since I've been making meals for my father since I was a young girl. I begged her to take me in, and she did. I owe Lady Parfait a lot.
Why didn't you go back to your father after you were fired?
My father passed away a while ago. My mother died giving birth to me. My father was an herbalist, and
he taught me a lot while he was still with me. So before Rumpel came in, I helped Lady Parfait with herbal remedies. So you have no one? That's what I thought, but now I have everyone here. The Markin is my family now. Family. Princess, we're all happy to have you here. You really helped out around... Wait. You really helped out around the Markin, and I can tell Rumpel's happy to have you as a partner. The memory of what happened today slowly seeped back into my mind. I cannot help the irritation bubbling up inside of me. I know he's a little overwhelming, but I'm pretty sure Rumpel's really trying to help you, just like he's helping Lady Parfait. It's not the same thing at all. The two of us continue working until Anise makes another wistful comment. The place I worked before this, it felt like there was a warmth in a gigantic home. It felt like there was a warmth in that gigantic home, but it was stifled. That place isn't warm at all. I speak the words without even meaning to. Anise looks up at me curiously. The king suddenly started speaking to me when Mother died, but it was never enough. Before that, he was cold and distant, and even now he favors his new wife and children over me. There were people, but they all wore fake smiles, and my father, he was the worst of it all. I may as well have never existed to him. Princess, I'm sorry. For what? You're talking about the palace, right? The king always seemed so nice. He puts his kingdom before his children. Anise fidgets nervously. I'm sorry. Apologies are not going to change the past. Sometimes apologizing seems like all we can do when we can't change something that's already happened. I think about Anise who tried to save my doll, and the way I fired her that day. Rumpel told me once that all I had to do was listen to the people sympathize with them. Could that also be true for finding out the truth? All I can do is make up for what I did to her is... Okay! It's poll time! Oh, my voice cracked. Holy shit. It's poll time, boys. It's poll time. Okay, it's poll time. Poll time. Do we apologize to her, or do we remain silent? You all heard the sob story. I fired this woman for breaking my doll's dress, but it turns out she didn't do it. So do we apologize to her for something that happened in the past but we cannot change? Or do we remain silent and accept that this is her fate? I must drink my waters. Wow. Excuse me. I hope you guys know that I am actually serious in leaving my fate to you guys, because apparently choice does matter in this game in unlocking the rest of the game, so I don't know, man. Well, I leave my luck to you guys. I would personally... Coin. I lost the coin again. Personally, I would apologize to her. Give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna disappear really quick. I'm gonna disappear really quick and grab my coin. Okay. Poll is almost over, guys. You guys got half a minute, I think, roughly, to make your choice. Half a minute, boys. Apologize to Anise or remain silent. Apologize or remain silent. Let's see what the audience has decided for me. We got 15 seconds, maybe? 10 seconds? Okay, guys. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What? You guys are fucking with me. You guys are fucking with me. Who the heck wanted me to remain silent? Alright, let's see what the Wheel of Fortune says. Wheel of Fortune. Pick my choosing. We're apologizing to her. Alright. We're apologizing to Anise. Who was it? Who wanted us to remain silent? Holy shit. Okay, we're apologizing to this woman. I'm sorry. What? Anise looks at me, clearly shocked. She stares for a few moments before I scowl at her. Staring is rude.
Oh, I was just... Why are you apologizing to me, princess?
It's for something I did that you wouldn't remember.
That I wouldn't remember? You should tell me. I promise I wouldn't hold it against you.
It's not important. Anise's eyes are suddenly downcast, and no matter the attempt, her smile isn't as bright as it once was. I quickly finish stacking the bottles on the shelves. I am done. Anise turns to look at me, and with an unusually tired expression on her face.
Thank you for listening to me, princess, and for telling me a little bit about yourself too.
I feel like I might have said too much. I do not respond to Anise, but instead choose to head out the front door. Anise asks where I'm going, but I just ignore her. I think about heading to town, but then reconsider. I decide to head to the forest instead. Ooh! Oh, this is so pretty. This looks like an oil painting. So beautifully done. Oh my god. Look at the brush strokes. That's so gorgeous. Beautiful work. Mwah, chef's kiss. I make my way to the forest clearing. In the dark, everything feels a lot more comfortable. Here, I do not have to pretend to listen to anyone, and I do not have to talk about myself. I settle down on a rock and stare up at the sky. I apologize, but Anise did not even understand my apology. And even now, I still cannot bring myself to trust those at the merchant. I sigh and find myself speaking aloud. Maybe I am the Ice Princess. But have you seen the beautiful sculptures that can be made from ice, Princess? I turn to see Rumple walking towards me with a broad grin on his face. Ice always sparkles in the sun. It glistens and stands so proudly where it's been sculpted. I stare at Rumple blankly. He sighs and shakes his head. I'm sorry. That one was particularly bad, wasn't it? He sits down beside me, and his grin falters a little bit. I have no white lilies to give you this time, my sweet princess, but I will offer anything else you would need for me to apologize for my advice earlier today. I can offer anything. My words, my body. I cut Rumple off as I am not in the mood for his usual behavior. You're always like this. All you ever do is flirt. Any meaningful thing you try to say is lost in the flattery you can constantly give to people. It is shallow. You're right. What? I stare at him. Rumpel is still smiling, but it is not the same confident grin he wore earlier. Somewhere deep in my memories, I remember someone telling me off just like this. Many people enjoy flattery, princess, and a lot of people are receptive to flirting. But nothing can measure up to a genuine compliment. But I stand by what I said before, and that making a person happy is a good deed. Look, I'll show you. Rumpo shifts so that he's looking right at me, and I notice that his smile is gone. Phantom, of all the women I've met, you are the most straightforward and honest. Many do not have the courage or the confidence to exhibit those qualities. And that's why I admire you, and why I will always take your words to heart, because I know you will always speak the truth. I look into Rumpel's eyes, which still have a gentle shimmer despite the darkness. For a few moments, his words float around in my head. No one has ever called me... Fuck. No one has ever called my bluntless honesty before, and no one has ever complimented me for it. Rumpel told me before that I deserve to be spoiled. Maybe it's because he sees the things I do in a more positive light? My, you're struck speechless by that, aren't you? You look cute with your cheeks so rosy, my sweet princess. I glare at him, and Rumpel just laughs in response. I put a hand on my cheek, suddenly self-conscious. Rumpel smiles at me, but it's not the usual playful smile. Right now, he almost looks serious. Did he mean what he just said? What? Oh, okay, it's poll time! It hasn't even been a few minutes, holy shit. It's poll time, boys. Poll time! Bam! Do we ask him if he meant it, or do we tell him off? Like we usually do. What do we do? What do we do here? The choice is yours. Yeah, this couldn't possibly go wrong. This couldn't possibly go wrong. This couldn't possibly go wrong. I'm gonna have my roulette wheel out on the ready, and it to make its choice already, so that if you guys make it 50-50 again, I already have a pick. Didn't mean to do that. Okay, well, I have my pick already. So if you guys make it a 50-50, I know what to pick. But obviously, if you guys don't make it a 50-50, I'll go with what you guys say. Majority vote, of course. Please. I do want to make this more that chat is the one choosing for me and not me choosing. As much as I would love to be the one choosing start. But, you know, I want to see how this goes, right? I want it to be as interactive as possible, because this is an interactive game. So, you guys got 30 seconds to make your choice. 1 or 2. Do we ask him what he meant, or do we tell him off? Remember, again, choice does matter in this particular game, as I've been told in the comment section of my VOD for this game. So, we shall see. Alright, you guys got 2 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Boop. Okay, let's see what the choice is. No one voted. Hello? Is anyone there? Is anyone there? Hello? I guess we'll go with whatever the thing chose for me. I can't make it any longer than 2 minutes! Ask him what he meant. Do you really mean that compliment? Of course I did. I told you, right? Making a person happy is a good deed. I want to show you that. Rumpel's compliments do make people happy, even if I do find his words to be very shallow. But that felt different. Flattery is wonderful, but it usually only concerns complimenting a woman's physical appearance. Though I do that really well, don't I? Earlier, I bet you made a niece happy too. You were spying on our conversation? I would never! I just happened to be making my way downstairs very slowly. You don't even know what I was apologizing for. No, but you thought you had to after you listened to her, didn't you? I listened far more than you do. Princess, you've shattered my heart so many times there are permanent cracks. But do not worry. The cracks in my heart allow even more of you to make your way into it. Rumpel awkwardly laughs when I remain silent. Anyway, there are different kinds of listening, Princess. Listening to sympathize is one kind. Trying to put yourself in someone's shoes, trying to understand them, that is one of those ways. Then there are the kind of listening that is shallow. One pretends to listen without ever letting the words into their heart. Words are fickle things. Mother always told me that people lie and that they would say whatever benefited them. It is foolish to trust words. What if a niece had been lying to me? Why would I put so much blind faith in people? Because more often than not, people are good, Princess. I let out an exasperated sigh. Sometimes I cannot tell if I am angry or confused by Rumpel. Ah, what a beautiful sound. It was as if the sweet wind itself was gently tickling my ear. I slid away from him and scowled. Your scowl is adorable too, and you have such delicate lips. Right. I'm still convinced that his earlier compliment was just a lie. How can he say something genuine and then slide right back into this pitiful flattery? For a moment silence falls, and I find to my surprise that it is not awkward being alone with Rumpel. Will you accept my apology for earlier? I promise I'll never try to get you to flirt with anyone ever again. Besides, if you flirted with another man and then grew fond of him, I would be devastated. That would never happen. You didn't let me finish. I was going to say that I would be devastated because that would mean that your heart belongs to someone else and my heart belongs to no one. I will steal it, like a thief in the night. That would also never happen. If not that, then I'll settle with making you smile, at least once, because I'm sure you would shine as brightly as the sun if you smiled. You are unreasonably persistent. Love is a persistent endeavor, Princess. A man in love stops at nothing to win over the woman that he so adores. Then you must be in love with many women. Ugh! I stand up. I would appreciate you just complimenting me when you mean it. But Princess, I mean every one of my compliments. I have no energy to chastise him right now, but at least I no longer have that anger inside from earlier. It's been a long day, and I'm going to bed. Would you like company? I didn't mean... Good night, Rumple. Good night, Princess. I make my way back to the tavern, feeling surprisingly light. Still, even if Rumple's words might make me happier than I care to admit, he is not doing a very good job at helping me with my curse. I might have to do this on my own after all. The Doctor, Chapter 5. What a brilliant day! The sun is shining, the town is full of laughter, and I have my sweet princess here to accompany me. I cannot help but groan at Rumple's optimism. Because we were both set out to run errands. Because everyone thinks we make a wonderful couple. No, because we're partners. Partners, a couple, it may as well be the same thing. Half of the time Rumple says some deep things, but then he says things like that. It is like he has two personalities. No, it is not the same thing at all. I take out the list and score it for things we need to buy. More than half of it is already crossed out. I glance at the bags Rumple is carrying. He refuses to let me carry any of them, insisting that it would be impolite to force the load on me. That leaves me with list duty. This is a lot more laid back than what I have to do in the margin. Okay, now we have the general medicine restocked for our niece. My area of expertise. Never fear, my sweet princess, I will find everything we need. We already have a list, but Rumple just hums enthusiastically as we continue on our way, and I am not entirely sure that he heard me or not. We arrive at the little medicine shop in the central plaza. A man exits through the front door, coughing so loudly people turn their heads to stare at him. I wait for the man to pass so that I can open the door to the store, but I notice that Rumple hasn't budged beside me at all. His eyes do a quick scan of the man before he slowly begins to walk towards him. Sir, you're sick. What's it to you? Even if I was sick, lad, there's nothing I can do if I don't have any money. Besides, it's not like this will kill me, it's just a cough. How long have you had your cough, sir? Thanks for the toggle there, Soba. It seems like such a minor thing, but Rumple suddenly looks so serious about it. He looks at the man with his eyes slightly narrowed, as if trying to see past him. It's been with me for more than 3 days. Coughs are pesky things, aren't they? They're usually the last things to go, but at least they're not deadly most of the time. Even if you can't buy the medicines, sir, there are other at-home remedies that might help with your cough. Boy, I've tried warm tea. My wife's given me enough of that. Water is good for your throat too, sir. Any kind of steam works too. If the cough is riddled with mucus, it'll be easier to expel with steam. When you can't afford the medicine, sometimes the simple things will help. And coughs stay for a while, so don't fret if you can't get rid of yours immediately. Well, I appreciate the advice. Not exactly what a doctor would tell me, but it'll have to do. The man thanks Rumple before walking off. I notice Rumple looking down at the ground, a rather forlorn expression on his face. Is what he said true? About what, princess? Oh, thank you. Mahiko Soba. Hope you enjoyed that. About doctors not giving advice about at-home remedies. Most of the doctors don't believe in such things. They always think that medicines work better than at-home or herbal remedies. The medicines do help, but sometimes they aren't necessary. Yet you just gave him advice. Not everyone can afford medicine. Being a doctor means helping people, not taking advantage of their sickness to steal their money. Money was never a problem at the palace. Whenever I was sick, the palace staff made sure I had the best and most effective medicines. Do you remember what you were like as a doctor? I wanted to help everyone that showed up at my doorstep. Sometimes I couldn't, and it made me frustrated. I prescribed medicines when necessary, gave advice other times, and when things were dire, I performed small operations. He does seem a lot more serious when he is talking about health. Rumpels was silent for a few moments before his eyes light up once again. Anyway, shall we go stock up on our medicine? I thought you said medicine wasn't always helpful. Because it is not. But I also know that a niece uses mostly herbs and that she has tried to handle things without too much medicine. She is quite capable. We enter the shop, and in no time at all, Rumpel spots the items on our list. We use up the rest of our money to buy the medicines and remedies that we need, and then we begin to head back to the tavern. On the way there, Rumpel strikes up a conversation again. So, Princess, have you given any thought to what I said before? About what? You've already forgotten. About making people happy? What? You know, you could make me happy right now, right here and now, by giving me a kiss on the cheek. I stare blankly at him before walking away. No, thank you. And alas, my hopes are dashed again. When we're walking at the outskirts of town, I pause and turn around. It is as if I can feel eyes on my back, but I do not see anyone openly staring at me. Is someone watching me? Suddenly, I feel warmth on my hand. Then fingers interlace through mine. Rumpel pulls me a little closer, his expression oddly gentle. Don't worry, my sweet princess. You're safe with me. Suddenly, his face is a lot closer to mine, and I can see his features more closely. It is like the night in the forest, except his face is not marred by the same shadows. There is caution in his eyes, but it is not directed at me. Did you see someone following you? No. I just thought I felt someone looking at me. Better to stay together then. We begin walking again. The two of us begin to head back to the marchen. Rumpel has all the bags in one hand now. He hums a little bit as we walk. It is remarkably peaceful, so much so that I do not even mind him holding my hand. It suddenly feels a lot safer. I am so lost in reverie that I do not even notice when we turn and go the opposite direction. This is not the way back to the marchen. On the contrary, it's just the more scenic path. Don't you like the forest, princess? The shafts of light coming in through the canopies, the soft blades of grass that tickle your ankles. It is such a romantic place. No matter what he says, it does not lead back to the marchen. It is not the scenic path or a path at all. Poll time! It is poll time, everybody! get your mouses and fingers ready, I guess. What the fuck? Okay, so we either stop walking or we keep walking with him. We take the scenic route or the road in the town, I guess. So, what is the choice, everybody? You got 2 minutes to decide if we stop walking or we keep walking. What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? Watch out. Actually, I'm gonna go to the bathroom while you guys are deciding, so I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Now that's not nice, Soba. You can't waver anybody's choices by threatening them. That's not polite. Also, you said I'ma hunt you all down with a hunting rifle. I don't know about you, but I feel like you were trying to say I'ma hunt you all down with a hunting rifle, but you said hurt. Your grammar never ceases to amaze me. Well, it looks like we're gonna stop walking, I guess. I instantly rooted myself in place, and even though Rumpel was far taller than me and far stronger, he stops after noticing that I am no longer walking. Oh, Princess, did you want to stop and admire the scenery? Why are you taking me through here? I do not care about the scenery, and I do not care about walking anywhere with you. Ah, Princess, your honesty really is a treasure. One day I will make it so you enjoy going places with me, not just holding my hand. I quickly slide my hand out of his, my face feeling somewhat hot. Ah, there's the sweet rosiness of to your cheeks. You never answered my question. It is a detour. We are only going to be in here for a few minutes. If you thought you saw someone's eyes on you, it is best to divert their attention away from the margin. And before you say it's dangerous, yes, it is. But we're still not far enough away from town to worry about safety. And I believe I can protect you. Won't you compliment my cleverness, sweet princess? He takes a step forward, bridging the short distance between us, and then suddenly his fingers are around my wrist again. But he does not lace his fingers through mine. Instead, he takes my hand in his and pulls it up to his face. Before I realize it, my hand is on his cheek, his hand cupping my own. Oh! You know what? This is a nice piece of work. Princess, you can trust me. Always, I mean. I can sense that sometimes you trust me, sometimes you don't. But you don't need to be so cautious around me. I shower you with compliments because I believe you deserve them. I tell you that I enjoy being around you because I do. I should be focusing on his words, but all I can look at are his eyes. What do I need to do for you to fully trust me? Mother told me that people lie, so how can I trust that everything he says is the truth? Perhaps if I stop throwing compliments at you, You would not be you without all the compliments. What am I saying? I always complain about his compliments, but the thought of a Rumple without compliments is strange. So, you do enjoy my compliments, sweet princess. No, What? Words have deserted you. I understand. Being so close to me would have that effect on any woman. Something bright and angry flares up inside of me. Something that I don't understand. I pull my hand away from him, a scowl on my face. Was it my big mouth again, princess? Come on, let us go back to the marchen. I start walking ahead, and Rumple rushes to catch up with me. Oh no, he is, I am actually a princess, okay? MC is a princess. She is actually a princess. My princess is, yeah, okay. It's just his way of, yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't say he's desperate. He flirts with every woman he sees. I clenched my fingers and let out a silent sigh. Rumple was being nice to me again, but I always reject his kindness, because it cannot be real. I don't know how I feel about the look of that cover just now. Days go by. I consider Rumple's advice, but I refuse to flirt with anyone again. But I have no idea how to make anyone happy. Rumple told me that I cannot make anyone happy without knowing anything about them, and I listened to them like I did with Anise, but what reason do I have to listen to people? This is so frustrating. Days later, Rumple and I sit at a table waiting for our work orders. Rumple is on the verge of a conversation when we suddenly hear Parfait speaking in the doorway. Rumple picks up on the words before I do and rushes over to the front door. He looks almost nervous. Who's at the front door? I excuse myself briefly, telling Anise that I'll be back. I make my way to the front door, and there I see 3 people in conversation. There's Rumple and Parfait and a very pale man. The pale man looks like death itself, like he might just keel over. I can help him. Rumple. He needs help. He can stay in my room instead. I even have restocked the medicine on my own if need be. So please, let me help him. There is a desperation in Rumple's eyes, and I have never seen it before. He looks at Parfait, pleadingly, all the while holding the man by the shoulder to steady him. What is happening? Oh, princess, this man heard about Rumple through one of the men at the tavern. He is sick and doesn't have a lot of money to pay for treatment. He came here seeking Rumple. He must have been able to find this place because he was cursed. Does he even have the money to pay? Rumple turns to me with a frown on his face. I have never seen him look at me so sternly. Princess, you remember what I told you before? He was insistent that a doctor's #1 priority is to help their patient regardless of their monetary situation. Take him to your room then. Take him to your room then, Rumple. I will have Anise assist you if she's willing. Wait, this lady's name is Parfait. This bitch is named after a damn dessert? Why are you so mean? Why are you being such a bitch, Silva? She's a sweet fairy, and you're calling her a bitch. No, Anise does not need to worry herself. I think she'd want to help you. The two cut their discussion short when the man starts coughing, and a terrible hacking cough that paralyzes him. Rumple steadies him, and then he begins to slowly move him towards his room.
Don't worry, Princess. He'll be fine.
What?
I can see the worry on your face. Rumple will be fine.
Why would I worry about Rumple?
Because it's not like you to worry about someone you don't know at all.
He looked so alarmed. I have never seen Rumple look like that before. It's not like him.
Rumple knows what he's doing. I'll have someone else assist you with serving today, so no worries.
Parfait comes through Parfait comes through on her promise. When I go back to the bar, both Anise and Rumple are gone. Karma, or Miss Karma, is there instead, looking disgruntled. Waltz would be better at this. Why do I have to help? Because Waltz is busy doing his puppet shows and Rumple is helping a sick man. Oh, well, I guess there's nothing to do about this then, other than enjoy it. He flips his hair and smiles brilliantly. I will attract all the customers today. Perhaps we should have a competition, Princess. Compete with yourself. I'm really not in the mood for karma right now. Then I shall definitely compete with myself, because challenging yourself is important. Karma picks up waiting tables fairly easily. I notice that he speaks very fondly to the girls, but they are not as receptive as they are with Rumple. Many times they ask Karma where Rumple is, and he seems agitated when he tells them that Rumple is busy. They seem just as irritated. Once my break starts, I meet Karma at the bar. He looks depressed. I guess if you and Rumple competed to woo the girls, he would win. Darling, if I were to shed my disguise right here and now, I would be the clear victor. Since, without my disguise, women would flock to me. It is rather uncomfortable to have every woman in Angeal fall in love with you. You look like you're judging me, Princess. Because I am. If only you understand my plight. Karma and Rumple may speak similarly, but they are still so different. Karma is the type to complain. Rumple never complains. He is overworking himself for someone else, just like he went out of his way to apologize to me many times. My heart sinks a bit as I think of him and Anise helping out the sick man. Rumple did not even want Anise going up there, so he probably wouldn't want me up there either. I could try to go visit him, or I could go back to my room. Poll time! It is poll time! Poll time, boys and girls, and everyone in between. Choice 1 and choice 2. It is poll time, everybody. That is one pretty man. Yes, Karma is indeed pretty. But he is currently in the form of a woman. He is actually not a man at this very point in time. I shall dictate this entire thing. You're not the only one that's here, Soba. You're not the only one that's here. You guys got 2 minutes to make your choice. We either go to Rumple's room or go back to my room. Remember, guys, if you guys make it a 50-50, I'm just gonna make the Ring of Fate choose for me. Rumple is helping out a sick man with fucking what? If y'all don't pick choice 1, I'ma do a thing. Well, it's not your choice to what other people are gonna choose, Soba. You can't threaten them like that. I'm gonna time you out if you keep doing it. Then you will not have a choice.
Try me, bitch.
Ugh, gosh, reading's got me tired. I hope you guys are enjoying this though. The story is quite interesting. I'm a god, therefore I can dictate whatever I want. I don't think you understand that you are not a god here. You are a mere viewer. If anything, I am the god in this stream. I have the power to make you go away and disappear. But of course I would never. I love all of you too much to make any of you leave. Okay, choice one it is. I think I'll go check on him. Check on Rumple? I hadn't realized I was speaking aloud. I look at Karma, who furrows his eyebrows at me slightly. I honestly do not know how you can stand him as a partner. Why do you dislike Rumple so much? A lot of things, Princess, but that fight is between us and doesn't involve you. Excuse me. Then do not involve me. You have no need to comment on us being partners. Oh, by the way, I may not be able to attend your streams anymore with the new job if I get it. Oh, I see. Well, congratulations if you do get it. Good luck on it. I'm sure you'll be great. Karma looks at me, wide-eyed and then a little shocked. Then a sort of knowing comes to his eyes and he smiles just a little bit. Yes, I think you should go visit him, because otherwise you wouldn't be able to get him off your mind, would you? He laughs a little before picking up his tray and rushing off to continue his shift. I slowly make my way upstairs, my feet feeling heavy. For some reason, I feel like Karma was right. I make my way over to what I think is Rumple's door. The door is slightly ajar and I hear hushed voices on the other side. Those voices definitely belong to Anise and Rumple. I slowly push the door open and quietly step inside. Rumple and Anise are standing over the man who is covered in blankets and coughing. A series of bottles sit on the table close by. None of the herbal remedies are working. We need a medicine for this. I'm sorry, I don't have any more money to offer, Rumple. Anise, please don't sound so sad. You've already tried helping us as much as you possibly can. It's my fault for promising to buy the medicine that we need. I glance at the table where the list is sitting. Beautifully cursive handwriting details everything that the patient needs. Everything is circled except for some medicine that at the very bottom that has a star next to it. Is that Rumple's handwriting? Suddenly the two of them turned. They both looked shocked to see me. Princess, what are you doing here? I came to see how you were doing. Princess, I'm fine, but... He glances down at the man on the bed. Anise sighs out a little bit. We've given him what we can, but the one medicine that he needs is something we can't afford. Even with the money I'm getting from Lady Parfait, it isn't enough. I walk into the room and glance at the list. I looked up and at the total of medicine, then the coins on the table that I hadn't noticed before. Did Rumple use all his money for this stranger? What will happen if you don't get this medicine? Without this, the infection will spread and he could... He goes silent as the man starts coughing again. I can read the answer in his eyes, even if he won't say it. The man could be in terrible danger. He could even die. Rumple looks defeated. He does not look like himself at all. I glance at the coins again, and then at the list. Without a second thought, I grab both the list and the coins. Princess, what are you? I'll be back. I leave the room, even with Anise and Rumpel protesting behind me. I make my way to my room where I pick up a bag of coins that the king gave me and went to the palace. When I went to the palace on the day I was cursed. Then I head for the door. Yeah, I'd be working from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. and maybe too tired depending. Oh, right. That's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I immediately head for the medicine store that we always frequent. I count out the coins that I need to buy the medicine. This will take all of my money, but it wasn't as if I was going to use it for something else. I rush back to the marchand with the medicine in a little bag, hoping that this is the one that Rumpel needs. It is dark by the time I get back to the marchand. I make my way to Rumpel's room again, and notice that he is sitting on the stool beside the patient's bed, looking at him forlornly. When I enter the room, his eyes go wide. He seems even more surprised when I hand him the bag. Princess, is this... He opens the bag and lets the little veil roll into his hands. The little vial, not veil, fucking hell. How did you buy this? I combined your total with the money I had left. Rumpel just stares at me, clearly flabbergasted. Then his expression morphs into something softer, something more relieved. He steps forward and suddenly his arms are around me. God, the anime noises that I'm making. He grips me tightly, and then I hear his voice in my ear. Thank you so much, Princess. My heartbeat picks up slightly. It is so loud I think Rumpel might hear. But when he pulls away, he does not say anything. I'll have to thank you for this later, Princess. But for now, you should leave. I don't want you to get sick. I am too dazed to disagree. I nod my head quietly before moving stiffly towards the door. I glance back at Rumpel one last time, noticing that he is checking the man's temperature. The moment I leave the room, a flash of light emanates from my chest. I absently touch the glass slipper on my neck, and then pause as I stare down at it. I let out a soft gasp. I feel a soft gasp leave my lips as I notice a fragment of the second slipper. I got my first good deed. I bought the medicine for Rumpel, and I only added a few more coins to buy it. So what I did today was considered a good deed? I'm confused, but at the same time, I am pleased that I actually managed to get a good deed. Now I only need 2 more. The next day I go down to the tavern area and begin my work, but I am there a little early. Waltz is working on his puppets at the table, eyebrows furrowed in concentration. When I walk in, he looks up at me and smiles. Then he raises his eyebrows. Princess, congratulations. You got your first good deed. I did. I knew you could do it. I nodded in response. His praise makes me feel oddly proud. I continue my usual work, keeping an eye out for Rumpel as I work my shift. But he never appears. A few days go by, and it is only after the man leaves, looking a little healthier and stable than he was before, that I finally see Rumpel. He and the man speaks at the front door to the tavern. No, really, sir. I couldn't take anything from you. Nonsense, you saved my life. I need to pay you back somehow. The man is holding money out to Rumpel, but Rumpel just shakes his head. I notice that there are dark circles under his eyes, and that he looks tired. I didn't help you for the money. But I insist. That money could be spent on better things like your family. You may not take my money, but I promise I'll pay you back. Your health is all the reward I need, I promise. I can't thank you enough. After the man leaves, I approach Rumpel. He turns to me and leans against the door, his smile still tired but bright. Ah, princess, come to heal my weary body, perhaps? I would so love another hug. My face becomes hot at the memory of Rumpel's hug from the other day. Ah, the natural rogue of your cheeks is so sweet, princess. It makes me feel infinitely better. And your necklace seems different? I reached up to touch the pendant. Every time I get a good deed, a piece gets added to my necklace. Ah, right, you helped with the medicine the other day. Of course that was a good deed, princess. It was very selfless of you. Thank you again for that. That man tried to thank you too, but you refused his money. Why? And why did you spend your money on him? Because life is invaluable, princess. No amount of money could ever be more important than a person's life. Even if it is someone you don't know? Yes, because everyone has a life, princess. They have loved ones, families, sweethearts. And if I can help them, I will. And I will gladly spend any amount of money to do so. Okay, fine. But why did you not accept any money from that man? Because no amount of money. You needed that money. How are you going to buy more medicines without any money? Rumpel's eyes widened. He was clearly not expecting me to ask that question. But he said before he didn't have much money. And it was true. I can't take money from him when he doesn't have much to begin with. He was thanking you with money. You should have accepted it. Parfait pays you, does she not? Rumpel's shoulders sags when he sighs. Yes, even though I won't accept the money from her face to face, she has to sneak it into my wallet. If she does that, why not just accept it from her? I'm trying to make a statement, princess. And Parfait does not seem to care because she sneaks money into your wallet regardless. And you have a point. Ah, you have a point there. You're stubborn. We both are. Now, I have a question. Why did you use your money on that man? You knew nothing about him. Did you do it for him? For yourself? Or for me, perhaps? Rumpel grins at me mischievously. Even with the tired eyes, I can still see the bright cheer in them. Hit the nail right on the head. Again, you have becoming easier to read, my sweet princess. Well, no matter why you did it, thank you. That medicine was necessary to help that man. I still think you should have accepted money from him. You helped him and did him a service no one else would. You should have accepted his gratitude. Princess, I told you. I crossed my arms and frowned at him. You're so stubborn. Rumpel's smile falters and he just looks at me sadly, almost guiltily for some reason. For some reason, the sight of him in such a state makes my heart sink. Wipe off that frown. You look better with a smile. Rumpel stares at me, shocked. Why is he staring at me like that? You like my smile? What? I did not say You like my smile! You complimented it too! Princess, you have no idea how much this means to me. Rumpel throws his hands in the air. I resist the urge to roll my eyes at this exaggerated reaction. You get compliments all the time from women. Yes, but none as honest as yours. That compliment is valuable because I know you absolutely meant it. So, I will keep those words close to my heart because they are precious to me. It wasn't anything like that spectacular compliment he gives, yet he still looks so happy. You two seem to be getting along. Parfait appears behind us with a smile on her face. Sorry to interrupt, but Phantom, Karma is slowly drowning in table work. Would you help him? Yes, of course. Rumpel looks disappointed as I am sent back to the bar where Karma expresses immediate relief at that I am back. Rumpel retires to his room early that day, and he was given a day off. Both Delora and Parfait can see the tiredness in his face just like I can. He does not reappear for the rest of the day. At the end of my shift, I retire to my room. When I get downstairs I can't speak. When I get downstairs the next morning, I am met with a familiar sight. Both Karma and Rumpel stood on opposite sides of the table, their voices rising in an argument. They're fighting again? I happen to catch their words as I walk quietly down the stairs. Who are you to criticize my work ethic when you... Who are you to criticize my work ethic when you were gone for several days, leaving me with your workload? It wasn't like I wanted to, and who are you to criticize how I work? All of the ladies I spoke to said that you showered them with compliments. What kind of professional behavior is that? I'm having a hard time believing you're a professional with the way that you flaunt yourself. At least I don't flirt with people to attract their attention. And you flirt with them and don't even realize the effect it has on other people. Flattery is not a crime. Just yesterday, the princess came to see you in your room, all because you gave her the impression that you liked her. Were you actually spying on her? And you call me uncouth? No, I overheard her saying it. And you're wrong. I never say anything if it isn't truthful. Ah, well, then the truth of the matter is that you must be in love with many women. Because they all seem to think that you'll get down on one knee and propose to them. You say some sly things, Miss Karma, and yet you're the biggest liar of us all. At least I don't lie to my partner. Poll time! It is poll time, boys! Do we intervene? Do we do like Bob and intervene, or do we stand on the sidelines? I didn't drink water. Holy shit, I need to drink water. You are not the only one here, Soba. Once again, I will remind you that you are not the only one here that can determine the fates that I will... the choice that I will make today. Did I eat my gummy today? Yeah, I did. What's the date? It is the... Hey Google, what's the date today? Oh, I forgot. I put her on silent, so I'm not going to be able to hear her. Never mind. I can hear her. Alright. You guys got, I think, 1 more minute to make your choice. Do we intervene, or do we just watch from the sidelines? Ah! 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 You know what to pick. Y'all know what to pick. No, they don't. What are you talking about, Soba? Alright, 30 seconds, I believe. Roughly 30 seconds left. 30 seconds, boys. Soba, you need to stop threatening people before I threaten you with a ban. Alright, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Choice 1 and let's defend! Defend his ass! Oh, shit. Rumpel tells me that he never lies. He tells me that he wants me to trust him. Though I still find it hard to believe, I do want to trust him. I walk down the rest of the stairs and stop at Rumpel's sides. Both men look equally surprised to see me there. Rumpel has never lied to me yet. Karma looks up and stares at me for a few moments, looking startled by my sudden appearance. Then he sighs. Princess, a man that flatters everyone doesn't flatter anyone. At least he does not conceit. At least he is not so conscientious when he flatters himself constantly. Such a sharp tongue you have, princess. And you are very quick to jump to assumptions. You two are at it again? Jurian stops at the table and frowns at them. Both men glance away from her cold gaze. Karma murmurs something before excusing himself. Rumpel looks down at the table, his eyebrows knit together with frustration. What is wrong with you two? Why can't you just be civil with each other? Jurian, you're never here to see how these fights start. Karma is every bit a beast attacking me for no good reason at all. But with your keen eye, you should be able to discern that, right? Flattery won't work on me, Rumpel. And second, I doubt these fights started without a bit of prompting from you. I swear, I don't start anything. Karma is just always irritable. He's like a woman during that one time of the month. Jurian walks away stiffly, leaving me with Rumpel. I look at him, a little irritated by his earlier comment. He gives me a sheepish smile. Thank you, princess. For what? For defending me. I swear I meant what I said. I would never lie to you. I mean every one of my compliments, every one of my thank yous. You must know that, since you came to defend me. Rumpel, sometimes you continue talking when nothing needs to be said. But I am just expressing the depths of my gratitude. It is not necessary. It is such a small thing, too. Princess, can you give me a hand? Can you give me some help with inventory? I'm coming. As I turn away, Rumpel waves. I'll see you later, princess. Who knows? You might get your second good deed. I resist the urge to roll my eyes. It feels like it will be a while yet before I can achieve my next good deed. Chapter 6: Strings of Fate. What a brilliant day! The sun is shining, the town is full of laughter, and I have my sweet princess here to accompany me. It sounds like I'm getting easier to read, too. No, you've just said it enough times that I've memorized it. That means you must pay attention to my words. That in itself is a compliment, princess. It is not. We are on our way to the usual store to restock our medications when a small figure leaves out through the front door. She stares at us with a lost look in her face. Rumpel reacts immediately, making his way over to her with a broad smile. Madame, I can't help but notice the pained expression on your beautiful face. Is there anything I can do to assuage your worries? For seeing your lovely face shadowed by such sadness stabs me right in the heart. The woman stares at Rumple, dumbfounded. His smile wavers and he takes a step back, suddenly looking alarmed. Oh, I'm sorry.
It's you!
Huh?
I'm sorry, I'm so sorry,
This is awkward, madame, but I'm afraid I don't know you.
What?
Or do I? Do I know you? I take a step forward and look at the woman flatly. He has been cursed. He has amnesia.
Amnesia?
The woman stares at Rumple, scrutinizing him.
You do seem different. Changed from before, in any case.
So you knew me before? How terrible it is that of me to forget such a lovely face. But perhaps you could help me remember. The usual flirty suggestion in his voice is in his voice, but the woman seems unaffected.
I can help you remember.
You can?
It's no wonder I can't remember your name. You have a fairy tale curse, don't you?
Who is this woman?
You truly don't remember me?
I'm sorry. The woman looks conflicted, but the expression is gone as fast as it appears.
I'm Bria, your fiancée.
What? The shock is apparent on my face, but nowhere near as impressive as the astonishment on Rumple's face. My fiancée? She has to be lying. How can Rumple possibly have a fiancé with the way that he is? He is barely able to dedicate himself to a single woman for an hour. Bria takes a step forward and takes Rumple's hands in her own.
You don't remember holding my hands like this when you took me to the forest and proposed to me?
Rumple opens his mouth, but no words escape. He reminds me of a lost dog all of a sudden, with his eyes so wide. Bria runs her fingers over his hands.
I loved you. You loved me. And I still love you very much.
I don't remember this.
How can I help you remember?
Rumple's voice is faint, but he still tries to smile. The circumstances of the curse tells me that I need to remember through memories and, a journal somehow.
A journal? I have your old journals. I can show you the very first love letter you wrote me.
Bria starts walking. Her hand still claps in Rumple's. I stare after them for a few moments, trying to piece together what is happening in my head. I chase after them. Bria enters a house, one that Rumple stares at in awe. When she comes back out, she is holding a journal. She hands it to Rumple, then opens up to the first page.
This is a little embarrassing, but there it is. You compiled your letters into a journal.
Rumple slowly reads over the words, and I notice a strange glazed look come back into his eyes as his expression grows more somber. This is like last time, when he remembered that he was a doctor. Bria turns to me as Rumple is reading, and her eyebrows arch.
And who are you?
His partner.
Partner?
We're helping each other with our curses.
Oh, you're cursed too? You poor thing.
Bria's voice is flat, and she's glaring at me beneath her smile. I have done nothing to merit this distrust from her. And I cannot bring myself to trust her either. Bria. Rumple looks up from the journal and stares at her. Yes, sweet.
Yes, sweet?
Rumple's melancholy expression throws me off. Last time he was so excited when he realized he was a doctor, but now his expression is heartbreaking. I remember I did propose to you. In the forest, when it was dark,
You set up little lights around the clearing. We spoke for a while, and when you got down on one knee, you dropped the ring.
It had fallen in the roots of some tree.
We only noticed it when a bird came down to pluck it out of the bramble. I had no idea what you were looking for, but I still chased after the bird.
And you got the ring back and you knew. Bria holds out her hand and I notice a beautiful red-green gem ring on her ring finger. Ooh, that's different.
It was still charming, though. I laughed for so long because it felt so memorable. Plucking your engagement ring out of a bird's beak?
You're right. Rumple smiles a little uncertainly. In that moment, I feel him turn away from me. He does not realize that I am there, standing with Bria. Why am I feeling so uncomfortable?
You said you were helping Rumple with his curse, yes?
She turns to me.
There is no worry. I can help him now. That is what a couple do. That is what couples do.
I have to force a pity out of my heart. I have to force myself to think rationally. Something still seems off about this, but Rumple remembers. Which means this is the truth, isn't it? Poll time! It is poll time, boys! This will probably be the last poll of the stream. Maybe, maybe not. There's your poll. Do we stay silent or do we protest that we are still his partners? 2 minutes remaining for your choice to be made. You have 2 minutes to decide what we do with Rumple here. Do we leave him in the hands of a woman we just met that proclaims to be his fiancée? Or do we insist that we are still his partner and we are the ones that will help him with his curse? What do we do? What shall we do? Shall we help him still? Or do we leave him in the hands of his suspicious fiancée? I'm not gonna lie, she is kinda sus. I don't trust her at all. I don't trust her one bit. Nah. Yep, I don't trust her. The look on her face? No. No. I don't trust her. I don't trust her. I don't trust her. I do not trust her. I do not trust her. She is so sus, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable how sus she is. Okay, guys, make your choice, make your choice. Where do we go? Where do we go? Where do we go? Where do we go? You got 10 seconds, boys. 5 seconds, sorry. We up in this bitches. The choice too. Alright, let's go. We're still his partner. I still feel something is wrong. I do not trust this woman.
Do you know anything about him, dear? Have you helped him regain any of his memories?
She was with me when I regained my memories. Phantom is a very valuable good luck charm. Rumple flashes a small smile at me before turning to Bria. Her eyes seem a lot colder now.
Tell me, what do you go do? What do you go by now? Until we figure out your name, I need something to call you.
Rumple. Bria's cold gaze falls onto me, and I can sense something in them that surprises me.
Jealousy? Why would she be jealous of me? Rumple, would you maybe come back home with me?
What?
I know you must be overwhelmed, but our home might be able to help you remember some things.
I'm sorry. I actually have a patient somewhere else that I need to tend to. Bria's eyes flash briefly. She frowned. Her frown is there for a few seconds before she smiles again.
You are always good with your patients.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I understand that you're overwhelmed. But remember, now that I'm here for you too, I want to mend things to make them go back to what they were before. How about you look over that journal and then we meet again tomorrow? We can take this one step at a time.
I would like that.
We can get to know each other again. And in time, I'm sure you'll remember what we used to have.
I loved you.
And I did too. I still do.
A slight shiver runs down my spine as I stare at the two of them. There's that uncomfortable feeling once again. Bria and Rumple agree on a spot to meet tomorrow, and then she leans up to kiss Rumple on the cheek.
And that is what we're gonna call it. That is where we're gonna call it.
Yes. We're gonna call it there for today. I'm just gonna double save to make sure. We're gonna call it there for today. Those were the choices that you made for me. I hope you guys are proud of yourselves. I don't know about you, but I don't know how proud I am about letting you guys have the reign of everything. But, ho-hum, it seems that you have made correct choices nonetheless. Either way, that is it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. That was a lot of acting coming from me, I would like to say. Anyways, thank you, Little Thief, so much for coming to today's stream. I hope you enjoyed today's show. Tomorrow is my tooth extraction, so whether or not I get to speak on stream tomorrow will depend on how it goes. So, we're gonna hunt for somebody to raid now, and while I'm doing that, if you're not already in the Discord server, do join the Discord server. Follow me on all my socials, if you want, of course. There is your raid message, everybody, and for those of you who don't have the emote, there is your raid message. Okay, let's see where we are, who we're gonna raid. I really do hope everyone's enjoyed themselves. I quite enjoy this game. I like reading for you guys. It's good fun, and it helps me improve as well. Maybe one day we will be good at reading. We will be so good at reading that it is going to be smooth. Hopefully one day it will be so smooth you guys won't even notice that it's so smooth. Let's see, who can we raid today? I don't know if anybody's doing anything just as chill. Oh, we could raid Seren. She's drawing right now. Oh, she's working on some VTuber models. Yeah, let's go say hello to Seren. We raided Seren a while back. Let's give her a raid. Seren. Ready. Okay. There we go. Alright, get your bets in. We're going to go for a raid. Alright. This has been absolutely fun. I hope tomorrow will be fine, there's only the hope there that it'll be okay. But I'm not gonna get put to sleep, so I'm gonna be fine. They're just gonna put some numbing in my they're gonna put numbing in my tooth, in the gum area that he's gonna do the procedure on, and take the tooth out. Hopefully it all goes well, and we will be fine for tomorrow's stream. If not, then I'll have to talk to Ozzy and we may have to cancel or something. It all depends. I might end up just being silenced tomorrow, who knows. But yeah, let's, yeah. Thank you all once again so much for coming, and I'll see you, my little thieves, in the next one. Bye.